welcome to Chapter 2 of Food and Culture, entitled Traditional Health Beliefs and Practices. This chapter reviews many of the hallmarks of the biomedical worldview and explores the contrasts between the biomedical view and other cultures. In the U.S., we typically use the Western biomedical model in our approach to healthcare, based on the scientific findings or the analysis of a disease condition from biology, physiology, and biochemistry. However, more and more people are now including therapies from outside the biomedical model, including home remedies, popular therapies, and alternative medical care, which is also known as CAM, or complementary and alternative medicine. This is referred to as integrative medicine. I just couldn't resist putting this slide in for those of us who are nurses. We all know that it is not uncommon for our patients in the biomedical field to be on 10 or more medications per day. Culture determines how a person defines health, recognizes illnesses, and seeks treatment. It is characterized in various ways, through the etiology or cause of illness, whether it is caused by personal, natural, social, or supernatural causes, or by the cures that are employed, whether therapeutic substances such as medications are used, physical forces such as chiropractic, or magico-religious interventions such as prayer. Each culture group has a unique outlook on life, which is called a worldview. Worldview is defined as a continuum of understandings and value systems, preferences, and priorities. Guided by cultural beliefs, a person's conduct, role expectations, and social interactions can differ from American majority view. Worldview can impact life and death decisions, so understanding their views is especially important. For example, a patient from Southeast Asia may seem indifferent to a terminally ill relative, but this is because they believe in reincarnation. On the other hand, a Middle Easterner's family will typically demand that everything possible be done to keep the person alive. This table contrasts the majority American culture with other cultural groups with regard to values. The varying beliefs in individual control versus fate affect our approach to self-care and how, as clients, we will interact with a healthcare team. Please spend some time looking this chart over on page 36 of your text. The significance of fate often coincides with differences in perception of time. Many Americans place great value on time. We are future-oriented and set both long and short-term goals. We schedule our days, watch our clocks, and make certain that all are on time for all of our appointments. For the most part, the majority of us are monochronistic, preferring to get our tasks done sequentially, one at a time, so that we can check them off of our list. Many cultures, however, are oriented to the present only. They don't place priority on time, and because of this, may often show up an hour late to appointments. This may be because they are generally polychronistic, meaning that they have a preference for doing several things at once. Your text uses the example of a Mexican American who is talking with his grandmother on the phone and fixing a lawnmower while also watching a game on TV. He is unlikely to cut these activities short just so that he can be on time for a doctor's appointment. This chart details the thought processes of the biomedical worldview. Biomedicine stresses mastery over nature, and diagnosis is dependent on technology, lab values, and various other tests. Everything is given a number. We fight infections, conquer disease, and kill pain. Biomedicine leaves little room for divine intervention or fate and advocates for personal responsibility. In the biomedical model, patients are expected to be active partners in their care. Treatment is patient-focused only, and the family is often overlooked, with patient confidentiality taking precedence over family involvement. Communication is generally quite informal and forthright regarding the patient's well-being. In addition, biomedicine generally does not consider the person as a whole. For instance, emotional and social issues are generally not considered with regard to the patient's illness.